So today we came to one of our sites to see that 2 of our hives have been robbed. So as a beekeeper in South Africa, these are one of the things you must expect to happen to your hives. Yeah. Shame, man. Even this one. They emptied the whole brood box. They stole all the frames. There's still one, but it didn't have any cat brood on it, so yeah. That's why if you're putting your hive somewhere, you must always make sure you hide it very well. Make sure no one knows where they are, otherwise they will come and rob, even if it's locals or other beekeepers. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, product review. Beehive. Material is very good, very thick. When buying a bee suit for the first time, you must check your zips. Make sure it's the metal ones, not the plastic. The plastic it will break. Mine, I had the plastic one, it lasted a month. And also material. You must check the material and then the pockets. But yeah, I'll explain the pockets just now. What size is this? Extra large. So this one we bought at Beehive. Waar's Beehive? Pretoria. So we got this one from Beehive in Pretoria. Go check them out. Very good quality. Yeah, I can't say if it's good quality yet. We're gonna have to test it out first. The only way to know is if it lasts. Very nice. So what I like about this one is when we move hives at night, my other suit, it was like a hoodie, so I couldn't put the headlamp on my head. It didn't fit. But with these ones, what am I really rounded at? This one has a round hat. It has a round hat, so you can put the thingy, you can put the light thingy around your head. But all in all, I love the suit. It has a lot of pockets and they're rather deep. So you have one for your pens and your essential oils and stuff. And then also you got a pocket for your bee brush and your hive tool. Yeah. Very nice. Got the nice strappy thingies around here. So it stays upwards when you put your gloves on. And then also I saw you get these hooks on the sides. So if you're near your hives and you want to get like propolis and stuff and wax, excess wax that's on the top of the frames, you can scrape it off with your hive tool. You can put like a little bucket here and you can put it in the bucket. Okay, so we got our smoker going. We got our cow cock in. Small pieces. I'm going to put the big pieces just now. A little hint for when you're in the field. Yeah, good thing I learned was you must always have some cow cock in your pocket, because if you're in the middle of the apiary and your smoker is getting empty and you need to refill, you don't want to go all the way back to the bakkie to get your cow cock. So always make sure you have some cow poo in your pocket. Bee brush. You must get, if you're going to get a bee brush, get the one with the natural hairs, not the plastic hairs. It's a lot softer. doesn't hurt the bees. And then obviously your hive tool. And then a small bucket for your propolis, so I forgot. And then what we like to do is, if we are going to harvest, what we would normally do is have a crate, 2 drip trays, put your supers in. You're going to have your, come on. So you're going to have your crate, and then inside the crate you can put your ant poison, just for in case if there are ants near your hive. And then drip tray, wet super. So here we got the wet super that we already swung out. A little bit of honey in, but not a lot. But yeah, the wax is still pretty much well intact and in good condition, so they can just build from there. It's not too much work for them. So, wet super, drip tray, wet super, drip tray. Today we got granny's gloves on. Let's go. Okay, I'm going to show you guys just now, when you get to your hive, what to look for, what to do, what to take notes of. Okay, so we're getting to our first hive now. You always want to stand on the side of the hive or behind the hive entrance, never in front of the entrance. They will start to ping you and eventually start to sting you, so keep that in mind. So when you're smoking the entrances, each entrance you want to smoke at least 2 puffs. 1, 2, and that's it. Then you're going to have your slave worker here, or your assistant. You're going to have your assistant here. He's going to open here. You're going to put your smoker on the bottom of the top lid. You're going to smoke a bit, not too much. And it's always twist and turn when you take it off. You don't want to crush any bees. You can see the bees are busy in about four brood frames, which is not very strong if you also compare it to how much food there is here. So that means there must be something else that we must observe that is keeping the bees weak. Okay guys, you guys see the beehives or the boxes, the brood boxes we have here are square. But one thing you must understand is bees, they always, how can I say it, if you put it in a 3D example, you must see a hive as a ball. So in the middle of the ball you will get your corona, where you find your capped brood, uncapped brood. On the outside you will find your nectar, pollen and nectar, and then on the outside you will find your capped honey. But here is a good example that you can see is the corona. So you see it's this one is, you can say it's a half ball basically, and they're building it outwards. Yeah, also so bees can control the moisture within the hive, so they will fan any moisture, they will fan it out, they will fan it dry. But this one is very wet on the inside, which means they're too weak to dry out the hive. So then you will see a lot of moisture. So this one, I'm not going to do anything to it, we're just going to close it up, leave it as is. The more food will come in the area, I pray, yeah, that the bees will start doing better, the hive will start getting stronger. But yeah, I'm going to show you guys how to close up, which is also very important, because you don't want to crush any bees. Okay. Remember, never in front of the entrance, never. Okay, so this one has a super on. So the super is usually where we harvest the honey. We don't really harvest from the brood box, except when it's winter maintenance. But yeah, mostly if you harvest honey, it's usually from the super. So here you can see they, I don't know if you guys can see, but you can see they're only busy on very few frames. Which is, it's not necessarily a bad sign, but for the amount of food that is here, it is rather quiet. It's supposed to be a lot more busy, but they are at least busy on what, 1, 2, I'd say three frames. But yeah, there's nothing yet to harvest. We're not expecting to harvest anything today. So yeah, we're going to take a couple out and then inspect. So when you're busy in your super and you see there's something off, there's something you feel is not right with your hive, by just inspecting the super, you want to take your super off, and then you want to inspect the brood box, because this is where the queen is busy. You want to check the health here in the brood box. The health of the brood box will tell you the health of your hive, or your colony basically. Maar dat lijkt toch best af, hè? So you can see they're busy on most of the frames here in the brood box. It looks rather healthy. But yeah, what we are trying to see now is if we can see any queen cells. If we see any, is it emergency queen cells, no? Or just normal queen?
Emergency, or it could be normal that they already swarmed off.
So here we can see there's a lot of honey in the brood, but we also see some capped brood, and then that looks like pollen. On the outside you can see capped honey, like I explained earlier.
See larvae.
You don't know. Oh yeah, here I can see some larvae. You guys probably won't see it on the video, but there's larvae here. Lots of nectar.
It's a queen cell.
Is it queen cell? You'll be fine. So here you guys can see, okay, I see drone cells and I see a queen cell. So a queen cell you usually see on the side. So there's your queen cell. You see that big, where the hive tool is, that's where your queen cell is. So on your hive, like the ball we explained earlier, was that your queen cells, they will usually form on the outside and on the bottom.
Queen cell always looks down.
Yeah, queen cell always looks down. Okay, so why they are busy forming the queen cell there is they are preparing for a queen, which means what?
They have enough food. They feel the hive is full enough, and there's enough bees
to swarm
off.
So they're going to swarm. They're preparing to swarm. Okay, so when we're putting back our super, also we don't want to crush any bees. So we want to make sure we smoke off any bees on the edges. And then when we put our super back, we want to put it skew. So we can slide it over. You don't want to put it flush on, because then you are going to crush bees. So when you're putting it on sideways,
Skew and soft. Soft and slow.
Yeah, you must put it down soft and slow.
And skew.
Gentle. You must start off gentle. Start it off slow, you know. So then you don't crush any bees, and then when you slide it, you make sure you're giving the bees enough time to move away for them not to get crushed, like the slave worker uncle here is doing. Check. Very nice. Hey. So this is why you have your bee brush. It's for the bees when you're removing bees, or you have a coop being built at the bottom and you need to remove the bees, but mostly it's for the bugs and the ants. Yeah, so we put down a couple of catch boxes in December. So we caught about, let's say, half, a little bit less than half. Bees actually moved in. But now the ones, because it's winter, the ones we have here now, I think because of the cold, they're not doing well. So the ones that are empty, that we haven't caught any bees in yet, we want to move them to a more, I don't want to say well lit area, but where there's a lot more sun coming in, so they can get morning sun and afternoon sun, or one of each. So yeah, okay, we're done for the day. So yeah, this was the first vlog for YouTube. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You must understand, I am still new to beekeeping. I'm still gonna say a lot of dumb stuff because I'm still learning the stuff. I'm not the smartest of people and stuff. So yeah, bear with me. But yeah, in 5 years time you're gonna check us. We're gonna be big. So yeah, subscribe, like, share. That's it. Bye.